What up? What up? What up, everybody? It is DFSUpNorth, aka Josh Thomas, here to talk to you today about a brand new tool that we have at DFS Army for our VIPs. I'm so excited about this. This is our brand new Strokes Gained Leaderboard. So no more going on the PGA Tour app and scrolling through and trying to find what everybody did that day. We have everything for you on site at DFS Army, sortable, looking at all the strokes gain data for round 1, 2, 3, and 4. It has event averages. It has historical strokes gain data for last 10, 20, 50 rounds, all right there to help you decipher really who the best plays are for showdown. I know that in the past I've done a showdown tips video about how I go through building a player pool, and this has really revolutionized how I am able to, I don't have to have 1,800 tabs open anymore on my computer or 2 screens going. Like, everything is right here. And I can't stress enough like how awesome this brand new tool is. I need to give a big shout out to my boy W. Wegner, DFS Army member, VIP, who had been doing some stuff for us. Reach out to him. He was able to build this for us, and like big, like I've been wanting this for years here at DFS Army, and I'm excited that we now have it under our roof for you guys, to help you build, to help. I mean, I like tools for me, but if there's a benefit to me, there's obviously a huge benefit to you too. So I'm excited to show it to you guys. I'm excited to kind of break down how everything works and show you guys, not only what the numbers mean and how to go through and use this tool to help you guys build better showdown lineups for PGA. So without further ado, let's take a look here and see how we get in. So this is just on the regular main DFS Army page. If you go over to PGA, you can, we got our cheat sheets, domination station, podcast, staff, blah, 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 all the way over here to Strokes Gained Leaderboard. All right. So everything will obviously come up in here. If you just wanted to kind of peruse and look and see what it looks like, you could do that. But if you want to actually make it sortable, what you need to do is click this little button here that says click here to open in Google Sheets. All right. And that will bring you to another page that is opening up in Google Sheets right now for me, that you can go through, and now we'll be able to kind of break it down and sort everything and all that good stuff. So if you guys are DFS Army VIP members, that typically, it's much easier when you pull stuff up in Sheets. Now you're able to sort it. You can, do whatever you want to it, essentially. So looking at this brand new sheet, I'm going to take my ugly mug off the thing here so that we can get a better look. All right. Essentially what it is going to show you, right, is in the first column here, obviously we're going to have the leaderboard, right? So who's in first, what, what they're through right now. Unfortunately today, not everybody finished, which is a little annoying because we don't know what the cut's going to be, but it'll tell you their total score, how many holes they're through, what they're at today. This is something that will be updated a couple of times throughout the day on the site. So if you have 10 minutes at lunchtime, you want to see maybe how the morning wave did, you can come in, take a look here. That's great. All right. As we scroll over from the side, what we're going to have in this first column is the event average. So after round 1, the event average is going to be exactly the same. But now I'm filming this on a Friday night. We've had 2 rounds of the Workday Charity Open. So now we're going to be able to see an event average, right? So event average is going to tell you how many strokes gained, how many strokes they're gaining putting around the green, approach, off the tee, and tee to green, which is off the tee, approach, and around the green combined, and what their total strokes gained is. And maybe some of you guys are asking, like, what's strokes gained, right? So essentially what strokes gained is if you are, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. So basically, like, if you are 150 yards from the green, all right, or from the pin, for to actually make it a little bit more specific here. So 150 yards from the pin, right? The average, what they've found mathematically is like the average tour player would hit it 12 feet from the hole. All right. So if you hit it 8 feet from the hole on that approach shot, what's going to happen to your strokes gained approach? It's going to go up. All right. If you hit it 20 feet from the hole, your strokes gained approach is going to go down. And basically, Mark Brody's the guy's name. He figured this essentially out from every distance and went through and looked at a ton of data. But he figured out, the average strokes gained from every distance, and the rough, sand, green type surface, things like that is crazy, right? So it's all this math. But essentially, really all you want to do is if you're going to be playing really, really, really well, right, you are going to be gaining strokes in all of your categories, right? At the end of the week, player that typically gains the most strokes on the field, right, is the one who's going to be your winner. So what we look for in Showdown is we want to find, who is gaining strokes in areas that are replicable. And what I mean by that is some statistics here are replicable, meaning that they are, if you are, it's like Colin Morikawa, right? We can actually look at this today. All right. Maybe he's a bad example because he's putted really, really, really well both days. But here we go. Matsuyama. Okay. So in round one, Hideki Matsuyama gained 2.96 strokes approach. All right. And then in round two, he gained 3.5 strokes approach, right? Those are pretty similar numbers. All right. And typically with a statistic like stroke gain approach, meaning that your iron play, those are things that are replicable. It's going to stay pretty close to the same throughout the tournament. But if we look at his strokes gained putting, we can see that he lost 0.23 in round two and gained 1.83 in round one. Putting is much more variant, all right? And what I mean by that is that you're going to see these very, very big swings. Good putters are good putters, but as time goes on, you're going to see like these really wild up and downs on a lot of guys. If we look here, trying to see another one here. Seifert gained 2 strokes putting in round one. Oops. And then only 0.17 in round two. Had a much better approach round in round two than he did in round one. So we want to look at and try to find where guys are going to have some sort of like positive or negative regression. And that's what this leaderboard can help us do. It can say like, okay, we want to look for guys that are typically typically gaining a ton of strokes approach and losing strokes putting, with the thought being that if they're hitting their irons well, that putter, we want to catch it on the upside, right? And we know that it's going to vary wildly from round to round. So the nice thing about this strokes gained leaderboard is that now I can sort everything by approach. I can look at off the tee. So like right now, I'm looking at Richie Werenski in round two gained 5.75 strokes approach, which is like an incredible number, right? And he putted negative 0.89. All right. Seems like a great candidate. But now the other thing that we can do is I can look and see, okay, Werenski is, typically not a great approach guy, negative 0.16. So that is likely maybe going to come down a little bit. But when we look over here, we can see that his event average for putting is negative 0.37, but his last 10 rounds are 0.35, last 25, 0.25, 0.41 on this surface, 0.59. So what's going to happen to his putter, right? Likely we're going to see his putter really improve in rounds 3 and possibly rounds 4. And that's what we're looking for within this leaderboard, right? We can, the really nice thing is that now I can see, like, okay, Richie Werenski, yeah, he's great in approach right now. His putting's just okay. Anecdotally in my head, I know that he's a good putter. But now I can come over here and say like, oh, wow. Yeah. Like he's almost, 0.6 strokes better putting than he's doing right now. So, pretty impressive. Conversely, a guy like Hideki Matsuyama, who I really do like for tomorrow, his event average is he's averaging 0.8 strokes putting. His last 10 rounds are minus 1.35, last 25 minus 0.69. So he's almost a full stroke and a half better than what he's been doing for the last 50 rounds, right? So typically what would happen to his putter? it would go down. If we go by event average for strokes, this is just a really easy way to identify targets, right? We want to look for guys that are, putting poorly, but really hitting it well with their approach. And we can see that like a Brendan Steele, right? 3.82, he's losing 1.72 putter. That seems like a great play, right? Now we roll over and I can see, Steele, minus 1.72 putting, last 10 rounds, 0.26, 0.32. Like, the guy's a very good putter, and he's just really struggled in these first 2 rounds. So what do we expect to happen, right? We expect that putter to come back, and if the iron play comes back, now we get iron play and putting. What happens to his score? It goes super low. That's really what we're looking for the most in this tool. And again, you can sort by any of these columns, right? The one column I will say, so like putting, I think is important. Approach is important off the tee. Some of these courses, right, like are really going to be off the tee driven. This week, maybe not so much. We look at, decent mix here, but like Matt Every, he crushed off the tee and was, just not very good. +9. Actually, what did he WD today, I think? So yeah, off the tee could be important. Tee to green is one that I look at all the time, right? And this is just event average, right? So you got to be a little bit careful with that just because, we can see that the event average, like it can be really skewed by one round, right? So like Steele's tee to green is going to be skewed a little bit by this huge 4.39. Richie Wierenski probably the same way. But some of these guys like Justin Thomas, right, who's been very consistent round to round, we can see that, he's going to be a good play regardless. So again, you can use this however you want. I am super excited that we have this all here now. It's so easy. Like I said, I'm not flipping back and forth through 14 different things to go back and forth. And we're going to continue to add things as I'm doing this video right now. I'm talking about in my head, I'm going, gosh, we should really put their showdown adjusted showdown scores in here. That's an easy fix. So we can put and say like, okay, yeah, this guy, meets all the criteria. And now, hey, he's a great showdown play in round 3 too. So again, it's a great tool that we now have housed at DFS Army. This is something that's been a long time coming. I'm blown away. I'm super excited about it. And we can hopefully continue to improve on this. Like I said, this is something that I've been begging Geek for a long time, and now we finally have it. So I hope that did a good job kind of explaining how this works, right? Mess around with it. Please reach out to me if you have questions. If you're not a DFS Army VIP yet, please join. You can use that code UpNorth for 20% off lifetime membership. We got big things coming. Baseball's coming back. Basketball's coming back. NFL is hopefully right around the corner. And then we're continuing with golf here. So again, hit me up if you guys have any questions. Big shout out to my boy Wagner for ripping this out for us. And I'm looking forward to continuing to improve this in the future. All right. Thanks, guys.